Hello everyone, Max is back here with the Pokemon HeartGold SoulSilver Let's Play. Last time, we evolved our Togetic Callion, and finally, he became a Togekiss. After we acquired the National Pokedex from Professor Oak, which allowed us to finally buy the frickin' Shiny Stone at the Pokeathlon Dome. This time, we're gonna be continuing on our journey, and departing for new areas. Gonna talk to this fine young man. Welcome to the fast ship SS Aqua. May I see your SS ticket? Flash the SS ticket. Okay, you have a ticket. Departing soon, get on board quick. Feels like we almost did this 3 years ago, in a different region. I think there's actually an item over here. Okay, the item's over there. I think there's... Yeah, there is one over here. Okay, I was right. A protein, right? Good information to know. Oh, you must be the last passenger. Unlike a certain other game, this version of the SSN doesn't come around only once every year. And we have this nice little theme. I don't know, I just like it. I just think you phased into our body. Whoa, excuse me, I was in a hurry. My granddaughter is missing. She's just a wee girl. If you see her, please let me know. Aw, he's worried for his defender. Okay, here's what I've always wondered. Why does he go over here? There's literally nothing. There is literally nothing over here. You can't leave it. Just like phase through the walls or something? Is it like a ghost? You. I don't talk to you. Most passengers are trainers. They're all itching to battle in their cabins. Wouldn't that be dangerous? Or something? I don't know. So... because we have just basically a gauntlet of battles coming up, I'm going to be going over something I kind of alluded to a while back, and that was the Safari Zone expansion. After beating the game, you will receive a call from Warden Boba. Your test will be to catch a Sandshrew after rotating out the current Safari Zone setup, and you'll have the ability to replace different areas. I want to actually just have Callion get its first battle and so everyone can see. I just freaking love Togekiss's cry. I don't know why, I just love it. So let's just let's have Callion show what these guys can do. I actually went and taught it Air Slash, so let's try and get those Togekiss flinch hacks rocking and rolling. I'm not gonna use come on, we can't get the flinch hacks going because you freaking used Endure. I can't use Discharge right now because that would hurt Callion. You look that so good. The crit. Yeah, I freaking love the fact that Callion is faster than Lanayru right now. So just so you know, he's faster than Lanayru. Let's have fun. I'm just gonna use Thunder Wave just for the heck of it. Aha, you can't, I am the only one who can RNG hacks this game, because I have a Togekiss. That was so lame. So lame. Okay, but back to, the Safari Zone. Warden Bobo will call you, and you can only do this next part if you've beaten the game. He will call you about being able to place objects. Objects will allow you to attract new Pokemon. Most of the time, for objects to take effect, you have to wait a set number of days. I believe that setting the clock ahead skips this time, and just overall skipping the clock is helpful. I believe you have to play for 3 hours after doing the Sandshrew test, and then acquire the National Pokedex. Yeah, both of those have to be filled not 3 hours after getting the National Pokedex it calls you. It could be any time after doing it. In fact, actually, right after I got the National Pokedex and pretty much left the building, I got a call from Warden Boba. So, it stacks. So, the Pokemon we can encounter, because there is a lot of them, and we're going to be going rapid fire through most of them, because I tallied it up. There's around 43 of them, I'm pretty sure. So, starting off, we have a Pokemon I wanted to use on my SoulSilver team, Houndoom. This thing is a great... Oh, actually, here's the guy. There he is. So this is where he went. Okay. So he didn't phase through walls or something. Oh, no, we can't go into bed here. I've always wanted that teacup act as something. Nope, doesn't. But back to Houndoom. Good mixed attacker. It has a move that benefits both of these qualities. It also has a better special move pool. Nasty Plot in particular can hit especially hard. That is a very nasty move. When a Nasty Plot boosted Houndoom, something it does pretty nasty. No, it's something you don't want to mess with. Karen's Houndoom was something I was scared of because of how good its attack stat is, and it shows. When Nasty Plot gets going, it doubles its special attack stat, and with Flamethrower and Dark Pulse, that can do some serious damage. Its best moves are pretty much just Dark Pulse and Flamethrower. I believe it can also use Shadow Ball, and hey! You're a Pokemon we haven't seen yet! We may or may not be going over it in this episode. There's a lot of Pokemon we have to go over. After that, we have Manectric. The physical special split was not kind to you. I am sorry. Most of its moves are physical. Aside from Discharge, that all of its moves are pretty much physical. It has good special attack. Like it's decent. It's decent special attack and quite good speed, but its special attack is pretty low, and it doesn't learn Thunderbolt by level up. It learns Thunder, but it doesn't learn Thunderbolt. So its best move is Discharge. After that, we actually have another electric feline Pokemon, Luxray. Basically, this is Manectric, but with an actually good attack stat. Its special attack stat is similar, but its physical attack stat is significantly higher, allowing it to take advantage of the Elemental Fangs. It also does have notably better bulk, so it can take hits a little bit better. It also has less speed, but it does, again, have similar, it has actually slightly better bulk. With Intimidate, it actually has even better bulk, and both have Intimidate, but Luxray does have better bulk overall. It has a similar special attack, so it can still do moves like Discharge decently well, but it's lower speed than Manectric. So, in my opinion, it's actually a bit of a better version of Manectric. So that's for the Plains areas. There's still a few more Plains area Pokemon. After that, we have Linoon. Just don't. This thing is basically Hoenn's HM slave. Then we have Masquerain. Don't use this Pokemon. It is bad at basically anything and everything aside from being a Pokemon that's just not good. Then we have Zangoose. Pure normal type, physical attack, a good physical attack stat, decent speed, low everything else. Next. Oh, Ludicolo, finally an interesting Pokemon. It's got an interesting type combination. It's one of the few Pokemon to possess a double resistance to water, so it can do very well against that. It's grass water type, so it's very interesting in what it is weak to. It only has weaknesses to flying, bug, and poison. But it's also a specially focused Pokemon. So, it's high special defense, decent special attack, and... Actually, yeah, here's Boba right now. Sorry, interrupting us. Hi Max, this is Warden Boba. Sorry I've kept you waiting. I thought you had a new way to play, called the Object Arrangement. I'll give you more details at the Safari Zone. See you there. Well, that's something we can't really go check out right now, simply because, we're on a boat. But, back to what I was saying about Ludicolo. Good special defense, decent okay special attack. It's a stone evolution, so I recommend checking Lombre's move pool before you evolve it. It greatly benefits from Rain Dance. So Rain Dish as an ability works very well on it because it allows it to restore HP at the end of every turn when rain is going. And Swift Swim doubles its speed. Its speed is kind of okay normally, and this allows it to actually be a bit better. It gets a couple of good moves for support, but also some damage moves, so it can be interesting if you want to use it. You'll need a Water Stone to evolve it, of course. Now we have the Meadow Pokemon. Starting off, we have Chansey. It and its evolved form Blissey are the purest form of special walls you can find. massive HP and massive special defense. It has terrible physical stats and subpar special attack stats. Very rare in the wild, it's also a hard Pokemon to catch. I would not recommend using it on a team, but it's notable in that it can hold the Lucky Egg 5% of the time. I believe if you have Compound Eyes on your Pokemon in the first slot of your team, it's a 20% chance of holding it. This is very rare, but very, very helpful, especially in the low EXP game that HeartGold and SoulSilver is. An item that boosts experience yields is so beneficial. Up next we have Shiftry. Decent mixed attacker with glass cannon stats. If you want to have the full move pool, I recommend Heart Scale checking Nuzleaf, as level up moves kind of go away when you use a Stone Evolution. Nose Pass. Pure Rock type, physically tanky, decent special defense, very low attack and very low special attack. Provo Pass is evolution, which is locked to the Sinnoh region because you can't find a magnetic area in Kanto or Johto, which is actually a bit of a spoiler. Actually, we're heading to Kanto right now, so not really spoiling that now. It becomes a Rock Steel type, and it becomes even more tank. It gets more HP, I believe it doubles its HP, and it has a surprisingly not good, but decent special attack. Like, it has an adequate special attack for what it is. Very, very, very tanky. Its type combination is quite tanky. It can double resist normal type and double resist flying, as well as resist a couple of other types and hit a couple for decent damage. And here's one other Pokemon that I am not a fan of. Lucario. This is a Pokemon that has a good stat distribution for offense, having good physical attack, good special attack, and pretty good speed. Its defensive stats are fairly unimpressive, with its steel subtyping somewhat compensating for this lack of bulk, and adding relatively little offensive benefit. It gets 3 steel-type moves, but Iron Tail and Metal Claw are not good, and Flash Cannon is done better by a couple of other steel types, but it can do Flash Cannon decently well. Its real use is being a fighting type that can resist the things you want to use a fighting type against better than most fighting types due to the steel typing it has, and not horrible defenses, but defenses that are in a neutral setting lower than other fighting types, but the steel subtype compensates for that by making it resist where others don't, or resist more than others do. Its physical move pool, for fighting moves at least, is not that different from most fighting types, but where it differs is special moves. It is a mixed attacker, and this makes sense that it has some special moves, with really the big standout being Aura Sphere. This is a fighting special 90 base power move, 80 the later generations, move that does not miss, which can be useful if you don't want to be having evasion hacks, and it is a very unique thing for that reason. There's not many special fighting moves, the other one being either Hidden Power Fighting or Focus Blast, which some may or may not like. Other than that, really the big moves it's going to be having are non-stab special attacks. It has a very weak move pool. A lot of it is just non-stab special moves like Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and other things like that. Its real benefits, like the real reasons that Lucario was kind of popular at the time, was because Stealth Rock's in competitive and Toxic Spikes. It's a Pokemon that is, again, a lot better suited for competitive due to its typing and stats, rather than being a good playthrough team Pokemon. It can work, it just requires substantially more time and work done to make it work on a playthrough team. It is, again, very incompetitive for how its stats work. Move pool as well isn't the best, as I've said, with a lot of its better physical moves being available only through egg moves or move tutoring. It doesn't have a horrible offensive capabilities, but they are greatly, well, not greatly, but they are somewhat lacking compared to, say, specialists of those. So it's better at doing mixed offense, so it can do both physical and special at the same time, but there are physical fighting and steel specialists that are better than it at doing physical stuff, and better special steel types like Magneton at doing special steel offense. There's really no special fighting type, which is a very unique thing for it. The closest to being, well, actually a Pokemon we don't have access to yet, so that is a bit of a unique thing for Lucario. Onto the Savannah. Oh look! One of those better physical fighting types I was just mentioning. Breloom is a fantastic fighting type Pokemon. It has a very, very high attack stat, equal to Machamp. And it benefits by getting good physical fighting moves, unlike a certain other Pokemon. Its move pool does complement its stats in that it gets a lot of physical fighting moves by level up. It doesn't get as many physical grass moves, but this thing is mostly just a fighting type. There's a lot of other grass type Pokemon, so you're really not going to be finding too much competition in the physical grass area, which itself is also kind of small. But it's comparable to Lucario in that they're both kind of glass cannon-y fighting types. Lucario has a better speed, but Lucario is also outsped by a fairly large number of things, so the difference between their speeds is kind of negligible. Similar, their defenses are also kind of comparable, the only difference being Breloom just deals better damage. If you got a Drain Punch TM from the Goldenrod Lottery while trying to get Dusk Balls or Timer Balls, this is a very wise use of your Drain Punch TM on Breloom. Better attack stat means it can restore more HP than Lucario can. It's also got a little bit better physical defense. Abilities Effect Spore, which can randomly status an opponent. Not really a whole lot to say about Breloom, just it's kind of a good glass cannon fighting type. Speaking of glass cannon grass types, we have Hack Turn. This thing is slow, it has good mixed stats, but it's slow and it has poor defense, a lot like Lucario. Ability Sandveil, one of the only Pokemon that isn't a ground one of the only Pokemon that isn't ground, steel, or rock type that is immune to sandstorm damage because of its ability. So, not a whole lot going for it, but it is something. And now we have Torkoal. This is an energy Pokemon. It's a physically defensive fire type, so it's a bit similar to Magcargo. Actually, it's a lot similar to Magcargo in actually overall stat distribution as well, but it also has a slightly better physical and special attack stat, but it also lacks the rock typing, so it doesn't have those double weaknesses that Magcargo has. Overall, not the best Pokemon in my opinion. It's kind of just slightly better Magcargo, but that isn't saying a whole lot. Hey kid, you gotta look at my buddy. He's taking it easy somewhere. That good for nothing. I want to find him, but I'm on guard duty, so I have to stay right here. So, taking a little bit of a break from the bios just to go do our little story objective for this area. We gotta talk to this guy, and you could have done this straight away. And then you gotta head back here where a certain sailor was taking a load off. Hey buddy, get out of the bed. What? You're saying I was sleeping? Show some respect. A crewman duty would never be so unmindful to take a nap in a place like this. I was on your application. I challenge you. I like how he's just trying to cover up his trail by battling us as if that would actually make us forget about what we saw. Stanley. I could think of a couple of Marvel jokes, but I just don't want to. So, Machamp. You know, if this was a certain later generation, where I was certain typing that I actually have actively said I dislike, I would be so much better at countering. Like, that's one of the things I actually say about Togekiss. Togekiss wasn't really that good at countering fighting types because, being counter to fighting types, but just fighting against them, because its normal subtyping made it take neutral damage from fighting moves. Flying types are supposed to resist fighting, and the fact that it took neutral damage because of normal typing kind of diminished that, as well as, again, normal flying type was kind of just overdone to absolute death. He also, again, doesn't receive much of an offensive benefit from using those, from normal moves. I mean, there's Hyper Beam, yes, but, I mean, it's Hyper Beam. It's pretty much every single Pokemon gets that. So, you have a Psyduck? Like, I mean, I like Psyduck, but, really? Yeah, for us, I can't let, Lanayru get outshined, literally. Well, actually, you know, can't let, that only work the other way, where Lanayru's outshining Callion. So, joke fail. Internal joke logic fail. Defeated Stanley. Oh, I just woke up. I couldn't focus so you admit you were sleeping on the job. Caught ya. The news woke me up. I'll mend my ways and work hard. Can you keep a secret that I was taking a nap? Please don't tell the captain. I like this guy. So, we didn't get a whole lot of damage in that fight, but I just want to heal up just to show you guys what happens when you heal. You can actually also use the PC right here. Didn't really make note of that, but you can. Just stepping in for you, a comfy bed, time to sleep. And that's how you heal. You can also heal by using the... You can also heal by using the PC by just putting your Pokemon and taking them out if you have, like, one Pokemon that have fainted. But don't really recommend doing that because it takes a bit more coordination than I'd like to use. So I'm just going to cut back up ahead to the other sailor we had to go talk to and continue on with the bios. And we are back. I yelled at him good so he'll quit slacking off. Now with that done, we can actually pass down, I think? No, there's no item over here. Also, I just like this, the sound this makes. I like how the music dims right there. I don't know, I just love it. Like, a lot of little ambiance things I love about this game. Oh, you actually battled me. I'm so bored. Want to battle? Sure. So, back to the Safari Zone encounters. In the peak area, the object encounter is, one of the object encounters at least, is Aggron. Rock Steel type, great physical defense. Not the best physical attack, but this thing is meant to be physically bulky. Low special attack and decent special defense with the kind of speed you'd expect from a Rock Steel type. In the peak area as well, there is Bronzong. Steel and Psychic is a good defensive type combination, with decent defensive stats and with good defensive stats and a decent physical and special attack, as well as two abilities, both Heatproof and Levitate, give Bronzong only one weakness at any given time, until Gen 6. But, that generation aside, it's a very good Pokemon just for being defensive, having a difficult type combination, and only having a single weakness you can very easily deal with the type-producing berries. It has a move that's quite rare among non-legendaries, and even among legendaries as well, Heal Block. This is very useful for a couple of legendary Pokemon battles that we're going to be having where the legendary Pokemon can restore their own HP, thus making it a bit more obnoxious to deal with. So it's useful for that reason, in that it also does learn Hypnosis, so it's a very useful Pokemon in that it can status and just kind of make legendary Pokemon a bit more easy to deal with. Walrein is a nice water-type HP tank that has decent defensive stats. Essentially, this is actually a better Lapras in that it's a more offense-oriented Lapras with slightly less HP, but better defenses. And it seems we found a little girl. Captain, play with me, please. I'm so bored. I just want to play more. Wow, you're going to play with me? Let's play hide and seek. I'll hide you. Close your eyes. Thank you for playing with her. You may think being a captain is a somewhat easy job, but it's actually quite demanding. That little passenger has gone out of the room. She can't get off the ship, so she must be hiding somewhere around here. I like this guy. I like this guy. There's a certain other captain I have a lot of respect for, and you remind me of him. I don't know, I think Exterior actually is it's a nice looking bed, actually. Nice, unique color scheme. Let's see. I actually never brought the tech to check this. Oh wow, there actually is getting records. Pokemon Pal, Pokemon Handbook, adorable Pokemon. he might be a sailor, but actually wait. I thought that the windows were like moving up and down slightly. No, it was just me. I like that they actually have little interactable stuff in the room, and well, that's actually pretty good detail with like there's like swords he has on his wall. That's awesome. I actually never realized that until now. This captain's awesome. I mean, you're not as awesome as that other captain, but you just got a little bit closer. But Walrein, back to Walrein, it is essentially just a more offense-oriented version of Lapras. Speaking of offense-oriented, slacking, or slaking, as however you want to pronounce it. Massive stats, but Truant is not good. Truant makes it so that slacking can only attack every other turn. Now, if you use the move Giga Impact, this is a completely avoidable problem, because you have to spend the other turn recharging anyway, so Truant does absolutely nothing. Massive physical attack stat, which also backs up well with the move Slash, which you get as a Vigoroth, and you'll back up by that massive attack stat, same attack bonus, and just the power of Slash, especially the high critical hit ratio, as well as just the raw base power of a move like Giga Impact. This thing hits hard. It's also oddly fast, considering it's a sloth. Oh, we found the little girl. Oh, you found me. Better go back to my grandpa. Good. Oh wow, we have to get teleport here. Grandpa, here I am. I was playing hide and seek with this guy. Maxis, was it? I heard you were entertaining my granddaughter. I want you to thank you for that. Here, take this. Yes. Yes. This is when you're supposed to get the metal coat for the first time. You can get it from Magneton or Magnemite. But yeah. Bit late for that to be helpful, considering you probably would have wanted to steal it a lot earlier. Flagship SS Aqua has arrived in Vermilion City. Well, we still have a couple more stuff to go through, and one more thing I actually wanted to check. Roserade, found in the Rocky Beach area as a wild Badoo. This requires you to get happiness up to maximum and evolve during the day, then evolve the Shiny Stone. Not that dissimilar from a certain Pokemon we have on our team. Poison Grass type, it has fantastic special attack. Giga Drain, at least not in this generation, but in the later generations, Giga Drain, Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb are Roserade's bread and butter. They do so much damage, has decent speed for what it is. Most Pokemon that are Poison or Grass do not have the best speed, aside from the Gengar, but Gengar's whole thing is the Glass Cannon. And Roserade has extremely high special defense. Like, unreal for the kind of attacks that it has. We heard its physical stats aren't that good, but that's really good special defense, 105. Like that's Aqua Ride, she practically skates across the waves. Oh no, you don't actually give me the thing I thought you did. Okay. But yeah, Roserade is powerful. Especially when Giga Drain got a buff in Generation 5, Roserade just became so much better. It was already good before, that just made it even better. Wetlands area, we have Pachirisu. This is the Generation 4 Pikachu clone. It's fast, oddly very defensive, and it's an electric type, so kind of like a faster version of Ampharos, but with less attack stats. I don't know really what it's supposed to do, but Hyper Fang can be fun to play with. I mean, not Hyper Fang, Super Fang can be fun to play with for just surviving a hit, cutting an opponent's HP down to half. Might be fun for that reason. Floatzel. This thing is fast. It's a physical water type attacker with glass cannon defenses, but probably second best waterfall user in the game. I would say second best only to Gyarados. Its speed allows you to get those flinch chances off a lot more often than Gyarados can, because Gyarados kind of needs to use Dragon Dance to get that speed up. Yeah, there's an iron over here, right there. But it also gets Ice Fang and Crunch by level up, so those might appeal to you. Allows you to deal with some grass types, also deal with Ghost and Psychic types, sorry. And while some might see the swift swim ability on top of a 115 base speed as overkill, I am inclined to agree with you. But, and speaking of things by the sea, we've arrived in Vermilion City. A southern city that is bathed in the orange glow of the setting sun. We have taken our first true steps into the Kanto region. And now back to more stuff having to deal with Johto, or actually regions not even in Johto. Crawdaunt. This is one of the Pokemon that benefited the most from the... Speaking of water things. How'd you get here, Eugene? It was so close! I thought I could corner it by ambushing it here, but running on the water is beyond me. Still, I'm starting to see a pattern. Sue prefers water. That means it's Jesus Christ, isn't it? Maxus, I've got to go. I mean, it has been seen in Fairy Warriors, but actually that water is kind of on topic. Crawdaunt is one of the Pokemon that benefits the most from the physical special split. Its physical attack stat is much higher than its special attack stat, and the fact that moves like Crunch and Crab Hammer are now physical, as well as the addition of moves like Night Slash, Crawdaunt really only needs those moves in Waterfall or possibly Swords Dance, and this thing is all set. Crawdaunt is a powerhouse with these moves just because it has great physical attack stat, same as Attack Bone when it's on top of 2 high crit chance moves. It's pretty good. Its speed isn't the best, but it can do the damage if it gets a hit off. So we got some sailors here in Vermilion City. Fast Ship is a great place to meet and battle trainers. What about you? Sleeping Pokemon is lying in the middle of the road. It's a fantastic opportunity to get it, but how do you wake it up? How do you wake it up? And I just yawned a bit right when I said that. Evening, how are you? This is Liz. You have free time? Oh, Remac. Okay, I'll make sure to keep a note of that. But we have a lot more stuff to go over in the safaris. But as you can see, we have a new region to explore. That means... Wait for it. Yes. More gyms. And you might notice they're a little bit different than the ones in Johto. That's a little touch, and I love it. Now, there's actually 2 ways. Actually, wait. Is there 2 ways you can get there? Or is it... Oh, yeah, there are 2 ways. There's 2 ways you can get into this gym. One is you need HM Surf, or you need HM Cut. Personally, I prefer just using Surf simply because, well... And yes, that is indeed a new battle theme. Personally, I like the Kanto battle theme a lot more. Just more energized. I freaking love this theme. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Kanto in general. In fact, it's probably my second least favorite region. But dang, the HeartGold and SoulSilver version of these songs, I love. It's that bopping. I don't even know what you'd call that. I'm not a music person. I love that sound. I don't know. I just love it. But yes, we have a new gym. I'm gonna go check the video time and see if we actually have time to tackle this gym. See you guys in either a bit or next time.